Hey everyone, thanks for coming back for another episode of the FUMS podcast show. Just a quick reminder, there are resources and show notes and MS holiday gift guides and blog posts and an FUMS merchandise shop, all available over at fumsnow.com. I invite you to check it all out. Today's guest is Allison Crabiel. Allison serves as Director of MS Navigator Services Delivery, supporting a nationwide team of MS navigators. She's been with the National MS Society since 2005, when she started as a contracted case manager. She received her master's in social work from the University of Washington and has a certificate in nonprofit management and in diversity, equity, and inclusion. Whew, that's a lot, Allison. Allison provides leadership to the team of MS Navigators, who receives direct referrals from healthcare providers, utilizing the power of collaboration to improve client outcomes. She also co-convenes the Society's employee resources group called Allies for Inclusive Voices. That's a lot. Welcome, Allison.
Thank you, Kathy. It's
You're
great
busy.
to be here. Yeah, all good. All
yes.
good.
So extra thank you for taking the time to chat with me today. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
So I'm excited to learn more about the MS Navigator program of the National MS Society. I was telling you before I hit record, I honestly recommend or share the phone number several times each week. I've had great results when I've called to utilize services. And it cracks me up that I've been doing this podcast since 2015 and have not explored this. So I'm so glad that you were able to find some time to share and tell us all about it. So let's start at the beginning. When was this program started and why?
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you reached out so we can help more people know about MS Navigator, and thank you for encouraging people to reach out. So the official start for kind of our unified team was in March of 2017. So we're coming up on 5 years. And that's really when we came together as a nationwide team to provide a consistent service. Previous to that, it really kind of depended on where an individual living with MS was located. In terms of what support they could access. And now we're really proud to say that no matter where you are in the United States, you can access the same level of service through MS Navigator. So here we are, five years later and going strong.
Good. So how many navigators are there and what kind of training is involved for them?
Yeah, we have a large strong team. We're at about 65 MS navigators right now. So those are our, direct line folks who someone would connect with. The full MS Navigator experience team is about 100. So that's really the number of staff that it takes to pull off this amazing service. So that's from our intake and assessment staff who you would connect with at the first point of contact, all the way through kind of our case management team, which is the more intensive service. So yeah, about 65 MS navigators with a full team of around 100.
And are they volunteers?
Nope, all staff members. Every single one of those team members is a staff member. Yeah, and we're really proud. There's a lot of longevity with the team, folks who have been around for a while. And then we have new team members too, bringing in new strengths and new skills. So it's a really dynamic team.
Do these folks have MS, or do some of them or all of them? Is it a prereq?
It's definitely not a prereq.
Okay.
Some do live with MS. Some have family members living with MS. Not the full team. Some come and learn about MS through their employment through the National MS Society, but a lot of team members do have some sort of lived experience with MS, either themselves or family members. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, so you touched on, it sounds like there are different sort of, I don't know, phases is the right word, but you mentioned that there's different there's intake, there's case management. I'm just going to let you kind of describe it. Tell us what is the Navigators program all about?
Sure. Yeah. Well, we want it to be a seamless journey for people who reach out. So you can reach out via phone email or chat. We have a chat option on our website too. So you would connect with an MS navigator through any of those kind of channels. We want to be relevant to people living with MS and how they want to receive their information. And so you would connect with an MS navigator. They will get to know you. They'll figure out, have a conversation with you about what is on your mind, what you would like more support around, information, resources. And you'll work with that MS navigator kind of through the completion of what that need is. We do have a case management program. So if there are kind of more complicated needs, multiple needs, and some more intensive support is needed, we offer case management that pre-COVID, it was all done in person. Now things have morphed and changed a little bit, as with everything.
Everything. Yeah.
So yeah, some of that work is done via telephone. Some of it, when possible, is done in person too. So would work with a case manager on some more, identifying what the goals are and working towards attaining those goals.
So can you give some examples of what people can utilize this service for? Both just I don't mean to say just but it does sound like it's kind of quicker, easier issues. And then case management sounds like it's more in-depth stuff.
Yeah. Any MS related needs, really, an MS navigator can assist with in some form.
Okay.
People will come forward with needing support for a family member. I think one of the things that we had talked about previously was whether this is just for people living with MS, and it's not. It's for family members, those affected by MS too. So they could reach out if they're looking for support for their family members, if someone's going through some changes with their MS, adjusting to a new diagnosis. We connect with a lot of people who are newly diagnosed, and adjusting to that diagnosis, figuring out what that's going to mean for them. Wellness strategies. People are looking for new wellness strategies. We can provide lots of information around that. Getting connected to other people living with MS. We hear a lot from folks that it can feel fairly isolating. Sometimes people, they don't know anyone else who has MS. They're the only one. So we can connect them to other connection programs, either support groups. We have a lot of online options to get connected to other people living with MS and kind of build that support network. So
awesome. That's great. What about things like patient assistance programs for medication, or health insurance issues, or I can't afford this illness.
Yes, I can't afford this illness. MS is a very expensive disease. So we actually have a specialty team within the MS Navigator team that focuses specifically on benefits and employment. So they are our team members who have a deeper understanding around Medicare, Medicaid, all that good stuff. And so they can help coach and guide us when questions come in to support people, particularly around benefits and employment, getting access to medications. You and I had been talking about employment right before this. So, thinking through strategies of how to remain employed, asking for accommodations, just a full range of things. So we have a team with deeper expertise in that area too.
That's awesome. Gosh, I just had a question that my cog fog has now removed from my head. Dag nabbit, maybe it'll come back. We'll see. So where do people start? I know you mentioned that there's, you can phone, email, or chat, right? And is this, so what I heard you say is in 2017, it all kind of came together nationwide. Did it used to be per chapter? Did you have to go to your, that's what I recall is when, years ago you had to first start with your local chapter, and you don't do that anymore, or do you?
Nope, it's a centralized, one point of contact. And that's really where, in the past, it depended on where you lived in terms of if you had MS navigators in your local chapter or not. Some did and some didn't. And that's where the emphasis really came from, to pull it all together so that it doesn't matter where you live. So yeah, there's one entry point. You can call the 1-800 number. It's 1-800-344-4867. That will get you connected to an MS Navigator. And then we do have a contact form on the website or through our email, which is contactusnmss@nmss.org. And I can send that to you too.
And I just want to remind everybody that we take the notes for you. So please don't drive off the road trying to get this written down. It'll be in the show notes on FUMSnow.com/podcast. I'll have all of these points of contact for you. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we also have a chat feature on our website. If you go onto the website, a little box will pop up that says you want to chat with an MS Navigator. And that's great for, I'm trying to find this information on the website. Can you point me to it? Simple questions. They're available and ready to respond.
That's awesome. Do you have anyone that can help with filing for disability? Because I hear that a lot. It's confusing, it's overwhelming, it's intimidating. Is that something that people could seek help from you on?
Yeah, we can definitely provide some tips and tricks on filing for disability. Again, our benefits and employment team has some deep knowledge and understanding around that process, and can provide. We have guidebooks and lots of information to help walk through that process.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, because I hear that all the time. It's scary, it's confusing, it's overwhelming. And I had been hearing literally for years, just know that you're going to be denied the first time across the board, period. What I've just recently heard, like in the last month, is that's no longer true. I don't know if you can comment on that or not, but I've just heard that. So I hope that's true. I hope that's true.
Hot off the press. I hope that's true too. I would turn to our benefits and employment team to get some more scoop on that. So after this, I'm gonna reach out and say, hey, have you been hearing this? So
yeah, let's hope that's true.
Let's hope.
And so when people call, I assume that if it's more sort of in need of a case manager, they are assigned a specific case manager, and that's who they speak with. But when you call with a question and you speak to the first navigator that comes up, and then you call a month later, you're not assigned to a navigator, right? It's just,
you're not assigned forever. You won't be with the same MS Navigator forever.
I lost you. Okay, there we go.
Am I back?
Try that again. You're back now. Yeah. So yeah.
But if you do reach out and there's something that you're working on, again, developing goals, figuring out what you want to get connected to, you would work with the same MS Navigator for a period of time, whatever that is. We really want it to be individualized. So you would have a conversation, they would kind of assess what's going on, and then you would stay with that person through kind of the course of whatever you're working on together.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love that. And I can speak to my successful interactions with MS navigators where I've called and asked questions. And before we even hang up the phone, there are resources in my email waiting for me. It's kind of crazy and it's magical.
Right? There's a lot of work behind the scenes. Part of that team, that's the 100-person team, is individuals who focus solely on resources. So there's a ton. They're maintaining the service providers, the resources, making sure that we know in communities, in states, what those top resources are. So there's a lot of behind the scenes that results in that magic that shows up.
Yeah, it's like Navigator Mojo. All of a sudden I hear ding and I'm still on the phone with them. I'm like, are you kidding me? How'd you do that? That was cool.
I'm still amazed by it every day.
Yeah, it's very cool. So yeah, I want to highly, highly recommend anyone with any kind of questions. I mean, this is the legit spot to go if you have any questions. How nice that this is free of charge, 100% free of charge. Go there and get your help. I mean, that's legit what they're there for solely. One question just came back to me. What kind of training is involved to become a navigator?
Yeah. So it's a pretty rigorous training because we want very high quality service to be provided. So once a navigator comes on board, we have an 8-week training where they are just immersed in the work. We have a training team that partners with new staff members to help them learn the ins and outs, learn MS if they aren't coming with
Mhm.
that knowledge already. Be able to show up to really understand where someone
Mhm.
is at and coming from. So that's the foundational piece of it. And then learn all the nuances, the tips and the tricks.
Yeah,
Our navigators do have some support and are able to respond to more crisis situations. So they do have crisis training. Then we have
great.
just more specialty teams that can help the navigators really fine tune what they're offering. So yeah, it's a rigorous training, 8 weeks of making sure that we're ready for the new staff to engage with the people who are reaching out for help.
Yeah, and you mentioned that there are sort of different, I'm going to call it subsects of folks working on different kinds of things, and I guess that would include your Allies for Inclusive Voices.
Partially, that is an
What is that about?
organizational, yeah, that's an organizational kind of strategy. The National MS Society strives to be an anti-racist organization. So we have ERGs focused on staff members. The Inclusive Voices ERG is focused on our employees who identify as people of color. And then we have an ally support for that ERG too. We also have an ERG for called Pride ERG for LGBT plus employees, and then a brand new one that's called Workability for employees living with disabilities. So,
Awesome. Love
yeah,
it.
yeah,
What the hell is ERG?
employee resource group,
Okay,
employee
thank you.
resource group. Yep.
Thank you. I
Uh,
was shaking my head like I knew what the hell you
yeah,
were talking about,
yeah,
but I
no,
did
no,
not.
no. To keep our staff engaged and strong and able to do their best work and show up and bring their full selves to work, we really want
Love that.
to make sure that we have the internal support for that because we think,
That's
yeah.
fantastic. That is
Mhm.
fantastic. Well, this whole program is so impressive and such a great resource. I am very honored to be able to bring this to the at least the FUMS community at large and hope that they share as well because gosh, what a great thing. I mean, truly if I have a concern or something I can't figure out on my own, that is the first place I go. And that is where I always send people. And I've never had anything less than a stellar experience. And I've always gotten all of my questions answered and I felt very supported. So please tell everyone there that I said thank you. I'm
I will.
appreciative. And I think probably the whole anyone who's ever been there, I'm sure has utilized your services is very grateful. So thank you for that. And thanks so much for being here today, Allison, and sharing all these great resources through the National MS Society. I
My
really
pleasure.
appreciate what you and everyone there is doing for all of us. And I appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Kathy. It was
Thank
great to be
you.
here.